part of the video, I just want to talk about the bite alarm and what that is. Sometimes people call them just an alarm or a buzzer, bite indicator. There's a few different names that people call them. This is basically for the new person that's just getting into carp fishing, so they understand what it does and how to operate it. This is a higher end model here, but they range from $20 up to, these ones are very expensive. They're about $175, somewhere around there. These have all the bells and whistles to them, but I'll go over the standard settings that any alarm would have. Also, you want to get an alarm that's waterproof, because if you're fishing in the rain, you don't want it to fail on you. But this is basically to help for indication. That way if you're hanging out with your buddies, you don't have to sit and stare at your lines like you would if you're just fishing with a bank without alarms. You can use these for other species as well. I've used them for pike, I've used them for catfish, but it makes life a lot easier. And if you saw my other video, you can see you can pair them up with a pod like you have here, or bank sticks. But let's go over some of the features. Very simple, straight to the point. This is geared just to show any of the new guys out there how to do the different features of the alarm. So let's get started. Alright, time to learn about the different parts of the alarm. Right off the bat, when you turn this on, usually they sound off. These ones go off of vibration, so if you just touch the top, it'll go off. Most common alarms though, they have a roller right there. The only disadvantage of that is if it's a really cold night, they have a chance of freezing up. But they rely on the roller to actually move, whereas this will, any type of vibration will set it off. Just like going like that, that sets it off. That's real high sensitivity also, so keep that in mind. I'll zoom in here so you can see the different parts. We're going to have our volume here, that way from low to high volume, that way if you fall asleep, it'll wake you up. Right here we're going to have our tone. That way if we want a real high pitch or a low pitch sound. Then sensitivity. We're going to have either a high setting or a low setting. What we want to do here, real calm day, we're getting, we want any type of indication to register, we'll have it on a 6. And if it's raining out or real windy out, we'll change it down to a 1 or 2. That way we don't get false indication. So let's zoom back out here. And we'll go over this here just so you can hear it. Right now we have it real low on volume. Oops. You can hear that. And we can turn it up real loud, that way if falling asleep, or let's say you're hanging out with your buddies, you can hear what's going on. And I don't want it too loud here, that way you don't pierce your ears in the video, but these will go up to 100 decibels for this type of alarm. These are the higher end ones. These are more expensive, but you can get your base model alarms for about $20, and those will last you a decent while. But these have more bells and whistles to them. Sensitivity, like I said, I barely touch that and it goes off. Put it down to a 1, and then it takes a little bit more. See, it takes a little bit more movement for that to go off. That's better, like I said, raining, windy, and then also you can adjust your tones. That way if you want this tone, let me change this here. Then let's say you want to do mid-range. You can have all different tones, that way you can distinguish between all your alarms. Also they have different colored LEDs that light up, make all different colors. But that's basically your standard alarm for any of them. These ones here, I just showed you the basic features of them. But that's what the bite alarm is for. Let me zoom out here. Alright, that's basically what your standard bite alarm is for. You're hanging out with your buddies. Last thing you want to do is sit there and stare at your line all day, especially fishing for carp, judging how fast they run. That way if you're kicking back, you start getting a little bit of this, it alerts you right away. Get out of your chair, see what's going on. You get a full out run. That way you can enjoy the time with your buddies out on the bank a little bit more, out BSing, having a cup of tea, whatever you want to do. But these are bite alarms. Again, these are just showing off for the newer guys so they know what's going on. Give them an option out there. Like I said, these aren't just for carp fishing as well. You can use for catfish, pike, any type of fish that's going to run with it. That way it alerts you right away. And also here, if you're getting just like little beeps like every so often, you know they're messing around with your rig. You might want to change that up because they're definitely not setting the hook on themselves. So it allows you also to have some options with that. Alert you there's fish in the area. They might even swim through the line and set off just a little bit. That way you know school's moving in and go from there. So these are what bite alarms are and how to use them. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll be happy to explain anything to you. Till next video, I'm Brian Wingard. Talk to you later.